What allegations? But anyway, so what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DDG94. You're back with another reaction video today. We finna react to Night 2 SummerSlam. I said was gonna do it. He wasn't gonna get it till Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. Here you go. Let's get right into it, baby. Night 2. Oh boy. And just from the start, you should already know what the big topic of Night 2 was. But yo, without further ado, let's just get right into it, man.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
After a surprisingly good night 1, it's off to night 2 with SummerSlam. I was more excited for night 2, clearly. Most of you were, definitely, because the big
Night 1 was ass. 2 packs of it. Come on, bruh.
Hear me and hear me good, nigga. I'm here to double down. That shit is a 2-pack of ass. The fuck are you talking about? That shit stinks.
Night 1 was ass. Night 2, 10 times better.
matches around there, the big title matches, a lot of the stipulation matches. There was a lot here with night 2 to the point where you almost question why didn't night 1 get some of it, because it was very unbalanced. The event as a whole, night 1 and night 2, they're very unbalanced, and it seemed to affect night 1 a bit because it didn't have that variety. But with that said, let's get into SummerSlam night 2. The first match on the show is for the Women's World Championship. Naomi defends the gold against Rhea Ripley and Io Sky.
It was a good match. The only thing I hated about it was they kept attacking Naomi. Why are y'all attacking Naomi instead of each other? They didn't really attack each other like that. They both took turns attacking Naomi. Then when they finally did fight it, that Naomi came in, swooped up, got the win. So I understood what they were doing. I understand the premise. I understand what they were doing. But I see what made the WrestleMania triple threat so good with Bianca was everybody was fighting everybody. It was no allegiances. Here there was an allegiance, and that kind of took away from the special that took away from the special feeling of this, because for one, y'all are fighting for the championship. You're not just gonna beat the shit out of Naomi for most of the match, and then when y'all finally do start fighting each other, Naomi swoop in and get the win. It kind of took away from like the greatness of this match. It was still a good match, but I didn't like that aspect of it. I feel like that took away from it. It's a triple threat match. I would have preferred everybody just beat the shit out of everybody. Like fuck just trying to beat Naomi up because she cashed in and took the championship. That's not really the story that we're telling here. The story is about the championship. Like, who's going? Io's trying to win it back. Rhea's trying to get back into trying to reclaim her status at the top. Naomi is trying to prove that she can beat both of them without cashing in. That story right there alone. This is simple storytelling. You could put on a great match. I didn't like how they would just let me beat up Naomi. Now you can beat up Naomi. Now we can beat up each other for a little bit. Naomi comes back and beats that person up. It's like, no, it's like everybody fight everybody. It didn't feel like that.
Naomi had a great entrance with her father playing the guitar. She had the crowd reaction here, and this was an exciting one. Heading into it, Naomi had cashed in the briefcase after an awesome, epic match between Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, so there was a lot of excitement for this one, seeing as they added her to the equation. Naomi was vicious early on and showed herself to be an opportunist. The champion was dominating with ease, and it felt like whatever the two women were throwing at her, she'd find a way out and make a mockery of them. That momentum clearly wasn't going to last the entire time, and once they took care of her, it was back to the one-on-one. These two had an absolute classic, so when the fans realized they were getting that again, there was a lot of excitement in the air. The match picked up from here, and they were throwing out the spots and sequences. WrestleMania 41 sequence here, but this time Naomi had it scouted. Naomi helped offer aggression here. She made the match hard-hitting, very vicious and aggressive. But the fans were really into it. The big moves were coming. Rhea Ripley was going crazy here, jumping around, doing things with Venom, and just when she had Io Sky down for the count with a super riptide, Naomi comes in and steals the win. Good match. Honestly, I do think it could have gone down a little bit differently, have them go a little bit longer. I think they could have reached another level here, but it was never going to top the WrestleMania 41 match, the Bianca Belair one. Still, this was a good opener, solid stuff, and not even solid, it was great. It's just, I feel like they needed a little more time to make it much more memorable.
They could have did it a little bit better. They could have just had it where everybody was just fighting everybody. It didn't have to be beat up Naomi for most of the match. it kind of took away from the triple threat match because it made it feel like it was a handicap match. That's what I'm really trying to say here. Feel like more of a handicap match than a triple threat. And then by the end, it finally feels like it's a triple threat match, but you get the ending you get. And I'm not saying it was a bad ending. I'm just saying we could have did a lot better than this right here. It's still a good match, but trying to live up to the standard that was the triple threat match at WrestleMania. No.
Move this man!
We definitely could have did a lot better here with this match. Definitely could have told a better story. Like you said, Naomi coming out being aggressive, being smart, using her brain, and not letting both girls beat the crap out of her and sneaking in to get the win. That shows a lot about Naomi. I like the character work that they're doing with her in the ring, and I like the fact that she's going out there, she's executing it at her best. I love the character development with Naomi right now
than it was, because next to WrestleMania 41, this one isn't even close. But once again, Rhea Ripley falls short like she's 2007 Batista. In honor of the first TLC match, WWE decided to go about it once again, but with
this was good. But then I watched the SmackDown one after WrestleMania. Yeah, the one on SmackDown was 10 times better than this one, but this was good though. This was a good match. Good match. Just does not hold up to the one that they had on SmackDown a couple of months ago.
the new talent, the Street Profits, DIY, Motor City Machine Guns, Fraxium, Andrade, and Rey Fenix, and the champions of the Y6, all facing off for the WWE Tag Team Champion.
I think I'm gonna just say this: it was too many chefs in the kitchen. That's all it was. What made that match at SmackDown so special was it wasn't that many. It was like what? Street Profits, DIY, Motor Machine Guns. I forgot who the fourth tag team was. Was it a fourth tag team? I think it was a triple threat. I don't think it. Nah, it wasn't fourth. I can't wrap my mind around it. But I cannot believe I forgot who the fourth team was. But that match was 10 times better than this one. It's just too many chefs in the kitchen. Nikki Cross coming down there, Candice LeRae coming down there, B-Fab coming down there. That kind of irked me a little bit. Then I'm about to say Bray. Then Bo Dallas comes down there. Bo Dallas comes down there, and that kind of too many chefs in the kitchen, man. Just too many chefs in the kitchen. The first plate was good. The seasoning was there. It wasn't overcooked. This one, a little bit too much seasoning, a little bit overcooked on this one. Still good though. Still eatable. Still give it an A+. Still will give this match an A+, but too many chefs in the kitchen on this one.
Honestly, this might be overkill, especially for a TLC match, but this is what I wrote initially before changing my mind. Gacy and Loomis won the titles recently from the Street Profits. The duo didn't hold them for too long, and barring Fraxium and the Phoenix teams, all of them had held the gold before. This one had one thing going for it, the fact that it can't get boring. It's almost impossible. The Y6 were the biggest enemies in this match and the guys to watch out for. Great spot here with them teasing Phoenix for winning it all. Montez Ford showed that insane athleticism here. He just spawned from out of nowhere for those guys on the outside. MCMG follow up, and at this point I was thinking maybe it wasn't so bad that there was 6 teams. Then they remembered the tables and these guys started flying. Then we saw a damn Spanish fly through a table, and at this point you're like, how are they gonna top that? The 3 women got involved, and when you see Candice on top of a ladder, it's bound to end badly. And this spot was mad. It's something she'd take on the indie circuit. That's how bad it looked. It felt like she landed on her knee at one point, which is a horrible feeling, especially when falling off a ladder. Then there was this sequence here after Rowan went through a table where you saw these guys hanging off the belts, hitting springboards. They just kept on following up.
Yeah, this spot was amazing. He ducked the spear and was hanging. I was like, this was great right here. They had great spots. Like I said, it's still an A+ match. It's just too many chefs in the kitchen. But this was a tremendous spot right here. When he ducked the spear, that was crazy.
up. But then the Elias 6 closed shop, and we can't lie about this one. A very ridiculous TLC match. I'm glad that WWE doesn't do them as often as they used to, because this match concept was really good in the past. Bringing it back here was a good decision to add to this card, and everyone had their moment. Praxium, Andrade and Phoenix with the sunset flip on Uncle Howdy. The Street Profits going insane. What a match. These guys went out there, they just went all out, and it's definitely going to be one of the most memorable matches in the entire show. Becky Lynch gives Lyra Valkyria one last chance at the Women's Intercontinental Championship.
All right, let me explain this match right here. I had no interest in this match. I'm not gonna lie. They delivered.
Ding, 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 ding. That's right, nigga.
They delivered on this one. I can't even deny it. They delivered on this one. Here's what I'm gonna say. And I'm very invested into the women's division. I'm very invested into the women's division. My thing with the women's division is they have great talent, but they don't have memorable stars. Great talent, but not memorable stars. What I mean by that is they don't have what the men's side has or had. That, if you came up in the 2000s, we had our villains, the people we despised the most, like the Randy Ortons, the Edges, the Big Shows. Then you had the guys that you would root for. The John Cenas, the Batistas, the Undertakers. You had those guys. I'm not saying that they need an Undertaker. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying they need somebody as memorable as the Undertaker in the women's division. What I mean by that is, I always said that the women's division needs a top tier heel. They need a Randy Orton. 2009 Randy Orton, to be exact, heel. I always wondered who was capable of doing that. I think we found it in Becky Lynch. I think we found Becky Lynch's new WWE. If you are listening, I doubt you are, but if you are listening, turn Becky Lynch into 2009 Randy Orton. Have her go on a tirade with the Intercontinental belt. I beg of you. What I saw in this match was Randy Orton tier evil from her. I need Becky Lynch to remain a heel, stay a heel, and don't change her into anything else. She is a permanent heel from here on out. I think it's time to establish Becky as a permanent heel. A Randy Orton like heel in the women's division. It's necessary. I really want to take the women's division seriously, but they have to develop characters. This is the first step into developing a full-fledged villain in their division. Now, I think they should go full throttle with Becky as like a Randy Orton heel at this point. Somebody's gonna go in there, be just as vicious. Because right now, Seth Rollins is being vicious. So it makes sense for her to be vicious. I would like to see that out of Becky going forward. What she showed me what I saw in this match was Randy Orton levels of heel work. I think we found a niche for Becky Lynch going forward. Let's stop that man shit. The man shit, kill that shit. It's dead. It's been dead for a long time. That gimmick, get it out of here. This new gimmick, the evil Becky Lynch, this is what you need to roll with. I'll tell you. Because you wouldn't have to change nothing going forward. You would just have to make her the most evil, vile heel to ever fucking exist. It's not that hard. She clearly has the talent for it. I say go for it.
No disqualification, no count out. Becky has some new entrance music. This story has been about Becky Lynch refusing to acknowledge that there's a new era in the WWE, and in some ways, this is her second midlife crisis. I don't even say in some ways, it's entirely that. The match took a different direction when compared to the previous ones. I really enjoyed the others, whether it's Money in the Bank or the Triple Threat. The match for the most part was Becky dominating and destroying Valkyria. It was a torturous affair for the challenger. There was very little time for Lyra on offense, it was mostly Becky. She turned into a 2009 Randy Orton at one point, trying to do the John Cena spot here, and even when Lyra, fought back, her hands were tied. The zip tie arc was interesting because she practically had to go on a John Cena journey to turn things around. It wasn't as satisfying, of course, because, she didn't make a complete comeback afterwards, and these two had a lot of time to get their story across. And while it wasn't my favorite battle of theirs, there was something to enjoy here. Awkward moments, however. The New Jersey crowd, though, didn't completely see it that way. There was this horrible part where Lyra found herself loose only to tie herself up. It was a very awkward moment that I kind of wish the camera didn't show, but, mistakes happen. One thing they did well was showing how dark Becky had gotten in the last few months. Everyone looked up to her, and she thanked them by pissing on them. Baylor made her way out there and almost fell into temptation, but ended up doing the right thing. This leads to Lyra making a sudden comeback. Big mistake from Bayley, and Becky retains. Not a bad match. I've seen others like it way more than me, but with the story they were telling, I expected Lyra to win. That doesn't ruin the match, of course, but it would have been more satisfying. Now, this match had some good parts, but the issue I have with it is that it felt like it wasn't even close to the previous matches that Lyra and Becky had. It just wasn't at all. And the reason why is because there was awkward moments or some weird spots, and I feel like they deviated.
I like this match more than any of the other matches they had. The other matches they had was boring. I fell asleep during a couple of the matches, but this one right here, this was the one. This was the one for me. Because I see something with Becky that they can do with her. The man gimmick is dead. That shit been dead. It's not 2019, 2020 no more. You can't run with that gimmick no more. This new gimmick right here, this works perfectly for her. Make her a full-fledged villain of the women's division. Make her the Randy Orton of the women's division and let her go on a tirade with that fucking Intercontinental title. I'm telling you, the best. I would even go as far as to say she should join Seth Rollins' stable at this point in time. I would say she's qualified to be a part of his stable, his group at this point, because the heel work that she put in this match, phenomenal. I like it. It was top tier villain work right here. The way she was beating the shit out of Lyra. This is the best. This is the best character work I've seen of Becky Lynch in a while.
Too far away from what made this feud good. I think they could have just kept this strictly wrestling. Becky could cheat to win, of course, as usual, but I didn't like the fact that they did the street fight. There was some good parts of it, but ultimately as a match, I didn't like it that much. Solo Sikoa defends the United States Championship against Jacob Fatu inside a steel cage. This story is still going on. The Bloodline story has spawned several spin-offs since WrestleMania 40, and I can't help but laugh at it. With that said, this cage match might as well have happened on SmackDown. The reason why is because the match wasn't that special. There's not much distinctive about it. The Bloodline interference was always going to happen. JC Mateo, Tala Tonga, but they also made Jacob Fatu look good by having him snap the handcuffs and go 3v1. The numbers got to him and Solo ended up retaining. Basic match, it was such a simple one, and the post-match was way better with Jacob Fatu hitting a big moonsault off the cage. Now that we talked about this match quick, let's just say that this is one of the most atrocious steel cage matches I've ever seen.
Yeah, this match, this was probably had the most hype around it, but they didn't. Nah, this wasn't it, man. I don't know. I guess they was pressed for time because let's be honest about that Becky Lynch match. That shit went on for too long. The fact that shit went on for 40 minutes, that's a 40-minute match, ladies and gentlemen. I clocked it. That was a 40-minute match between Becky and Lyra. That was a 40-minute match. 40. LeBron James, 40. That shit was 40, bro. So I guess I don't know why they went too long with that match. That match didn't really need to go on that long, but it did. And I guess they had time constraints with this match, and they had to get this match up and out of here as quick as possible. Even though this is a steel cage match, and you would expect for this to be, You would expect a little bit from this. You expect some payoff from this, but it's clear that they're gonna keep running this because I don't know, man. Yeah, this wasn't a good match, but at the same time, they rushed it, so it is what it is.
Triple H decided to waste our time by putting this damn thing on the card. Why the hell did he put this on the card if nothing of note happened? We saw a freaking steel cage match that belongs on a fucking pre-show, not even SmackDown. It was horrible. And this is coming from someone who actually liked Solo and Jacob Fatu's match last month at Night of Champions. I'm pretty sure some of you guys had side eyes when you heard that. I like that match. I like that match. It's way better than this. It looks like a fucking WrestleMania main event next to this one. Horrible steel cage match. AJ Styles challenges for Dominic Mysterio's Intercontinental Championship. Okay, this is a fun little story with AJ Styles treating Dominic like a moron. Dom on the other side has also been messing around with AEW, AAA, AAA. He's doing a lot recently and seems to be the best he's been. Styles made a mockery out of Dominic, coming out to his father's attire and lowrider. Even had his son bleach his hair just like Dom did back in SummerSlam.
I'm gonna say this: keep the Intercontinental on Dom. Keep it on him until WrestleMania. WrestleMania, we find a good opponent. Somebody comes up through the ranks. I would preferably say we can get a Carmelo Hayes over to Raw and make him the guy that goes after Dominic for the title. I don't need no LA Knight. I don't need no AJ Styles. I don't need no Finn Balor. I don't need none of that. I want Carmelo Hayes to be the guy that knocks off Dominic Mysterio. I need him to knock off Dominic Mysterio so that way he can prosper going forward with the Intercontinental title because he's worthy of it. But I don't know when they're gonna do it, if they do it at next year's WrestleMania, or it should be a shakeup with the roster at some point. In my personal opinion, they should just stop the roster thing and just let people. The fact that LA Knight was on Raw tonight to face Seth Rollins says enough. But anyways, though,
Slam in 2005. The match wasn't bad at all, but you imagine it to be something you see on Raw. It felt like they were holding back a little, honestly. I love this Eddie moment. Both guys were smart enough to not fall for the bait. Dom proved to be like his real father and cheated to win the match. Solid action, I enjoyed it. It was like an Eddie Guerrero tribute match. The only issue is that I wish we got to see more. I know for a fact that if this opened the show, then it would have been an even better match. Dom looked super smart, honoring Eddie by loosening the boot early on, only to catch AJ off guard to retain that title. He's off to making more enemies in AAA and WWE once again. And the main event, John Cena defends the undisputed WWE Championship against Cody Rhodes in a street fight. This was the most obvious rematch. We could see it coming from miles away, but it's about the journey there, and to be honest, it was a bit rough. John Cena's heel turn went over like a poked balloon. The issues with the run is continuity and promising this grandiose run, but
I'm just going to speak on this match and not the events that followed after it. Because when we get there, we'll get there.
Bruh.
But anyways, though, this match by far is probably some of the best work. John Cena clearly came to play today. I guess they did complete a full 180 with his heel turn. I guess. I don't know why they did it all of a sudden, but they just did. And now, I guess my guess is, and this is just me, this is just my personal guess. I think John Cena had some movie obligations and some TV show obligations he had to fulfill before he could continue this on. So I think the TV shows and the movies that he was doing, they respect his wishes, because he was saying that, I guess with this being his final goal in wrestling, I guess they're gonna say, hey, go on ahead, do your thing in WWE. When you're done, we got a whole bunch of movie roles and all that stuff waiting for you. So I think now that Cena has fulfilled a couple of those obligations, I think that's why he had to be a heel, because he couldn't do too much. That's my personal opinion. I don't think he was able to fully do what he wanted to do in the first couple of matches he had, because he was still in the middle of filming shit. But now I think he's fully free, and I think he's going to be more Now he can go back to being the John Cena that we know, that we've been knowing for a long time. So that's why I think the face turn just happened just like that. So if you ask me, I'm gonna tell you straight up, I think that we're gonna get the best work from John Cena for the remainder of this the remainder of the time he gonna be with the remainder of his farewell tour. I think we're gonna get the best out of John Cena going forward. I don't think we're gonna get nothing less, because what he did in this match tonight, proved okay, he taking the training wheels off now. He doing sunset, he taking table spots, he doing sunset flips and all this other stuff. I think he's free of obligations for the remainder. I think for the remainder of the year, he is free of any obligations to Hollywood. I think we are going to see the best of John Cena for the farewell tour. I'm here for it.
Instead, he's grumpy and angry. The run had a lot of issues even without The Rock, because Triple H had more than enough time to create something without the Great One. And then there's the Travis Scott thing. It's all weird. Cena's promo on SmackDown almost makes it seem like he never turned heel, and looking at the way that this run went, it might be the best choice. Cody Rhodes had more boos here than he did at WrestleMania, which is worth mentioning. Man, John Cena actually got me smiling. He's actually retiring. Maybe we can run it back to WrestleMania. Good, what? Never mind. This is how it should have started at WrestleMania. Cena quickly went at it. Tyrese Halliburton's crutch was used here, and I really enjoyed the action early on. The stipulation really brought out something in John Cena. Well, actually, it was the whole face turn itself, as I learned later on. Rhodes was one step ahead of Cena.
Fuck Halliburton, fuck Indiana.
Throughout this one, and it almost felt like he underestimated Cena's resiliency. He hit a brutal pile driver, which was the same move used by Kevin Owens to take out his friend Randy Orton. Cena was back in 2017 with Code Red, and so was I. It's so upsetting that we didn't see this version of Cena. I don't care that his heel run didn't deliver, but it's bad that we were deprived of this version of him. Someone who knows his identity and actually believes in what he says. The performance was so good. They had me wanting Cena to beat Cody clean. I didn't think about the effects of it. I didn't care. I was like, maybe they should just have him win. They were brawling all over the place, hitting the big moves, and they made their way to the stage where Cena was aura farming like crazy. Look at this image. This guy spawned like the final boss with Cody in place of the AA, and it was an awesome visual. Then the follow-up was Cena tossing him and connecting with a brutal AA was good. Back in the ring was Act 3. They teased the Cody heel turn like crazy. Rhodes was doing everything he could to stop Cena, but the man was almost indestructible. It was a spectacle, and for some moments, I actually thought this was WrestleMania. It was big time and amazing. Cena was revitalized like his old self. And at this point, I don't care. They could abandon that heel turn and treat it like it's Chris Benoit. Who gives a damn? Rhodes used the turnbuckle, and with every shot, his mercy for Cena was growing, but it was obviously going to come at the cost of the most coveted prize, so naturally he'd be torn. And this almost cost him the match. The challenger hit 3 crossroads.
Hold on. You know what? Back on my old computer. I don't know why I didn't do this beforehand. I have two headphone jacks in this computer. When I used to use this computer, I used to plug it in right here. I don't know why I keep plugging it into the speaker. I think I'm done putting it on the speaker. Oh, why I do that? Technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we back.
It's over. But this is Super Cena. He's not going down. Cena almost had the fucker down. He had a multitude of AAs. He was throwing and flipping him on many occasions, but still not enough. He got ahead of himself, and this was enough for Rhodes to do a salute. And I'm not gonna lie, it was corny as hell, but I can't lie and say I didn't feel a way about it. It just takes you back to prime John Cena, Chain Gang Soldier, the Marine. This guy was my childhood. I remember seeing him in battles against Edge, Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 23, booed like crazy in the Hammerstein Ballroom. I broke that ECW One Night Stand 2006 DVD from watching it so many times back in that summer. His journey to earn that respect and admiration from the fans. Once in a lifetime. For the first time in this run, I actually realized the magnitude of the situation. John Cena was actually retiring. Rhodes hit Crossroads and defeated John Cena. What a match. A definitive classic in WWE's history, and one that comes off as an actual surprise, seeing as Cena and Rhodes didn't have the best match at WrestleMania. I didn't hate WrestleMania as much as others, but it really was a mess. Here, Cena was legitimately good. Travis Scott was a non-factor, not even in the stadium. He was too busy getting bitched by clips, but it was almost the perfect retirement for Cena. At times, I forgot that this wasn't his last match and that there's still 4 more months of his run. Cody Rhodes stepped it up here big time to ensure that his moment was memorable, and if these guys had DVDs like they used to back in the day, this match would be featured on disc 3. That's how good it was. There was shocking moments, times where I thought Cena would actually win the damn thing and shock the world, and it was so well put together that it makes me hate this heel run even more, because Hidden in the Shadows was a great wrestler who doesn't need to resort to traditional heat and doing the whole you get nothing nonsense. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? We got John Cena last year and they wasted it on Travis Scott and a non-Rock run. Like, Rock wasn't around. And just to rant on that bit, they always talk about how it's Rock's fault and whatnot, but at the end of the day, there had to come a point where Triple H realized The Rock wasn't around, right? Like, if Cena brought it more in ring as a heel, I would have liked the run more, even with the typical marketing and silliness that came with his run. They shook hands, they had a great moment, and it really felt like the end of John Cena. We got 4 months left, but it really felt like the beginning of the end. Then we heard one of the most shocking entrance songs you'll hear in 2025 WWE.
This right here is the literal definition of what allegations? What allegations? What allegations? This is the literal definition of what allegations are you talking about, sir? What allegations you talking about? You know what? On second thought, there's no allegations against you, sir. You have a good day. This is the literal definition of that. This is the real life literal definition of what allegations. Because what the fuck? Y'all was better off just playing this music. Y'all was better off just playing this music, bro. I wouldn't have even been shocked. I wouldn't have even been shocked, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy. But anyway, so shit. Man. I'm just saying though, if y'all hearing that, at that point, I'm just saying, bro, that shit shocked the fuck out of me. At this point, bro, you could have played anybody theme music, and that shit would have been, man, you could have played. You could have played that music. I would be like, I knew he wasn't dead. I knew it. Fuck off, Kobe. But anyways, yo. This shit wild. This shit wild, bro. What allegations, bro? What allegations, bro? This shit ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way.
WWE with Brock Lesnar coming out. You hear that and you hear this crazy ass reaction. I'm like, what the hell? They actually brought this guy back? Side note, I knew Brock Lesnar would be back because at the end of the day, they care about money, bottom line, all that stuff, right? But it was a bit shocking because they didn't even have any explanation about his involvement in a Vince McMahon lawsuit. They could talk hypothetically, Lesnar didn't know much about it or whatever like that, but it really did shock me that they allowed for him to come back without explaining anything. Maybe they will afterwards, but he's back.
They did explain everything. Triple H explained everything in the post show. Sir, do you do your research, bro? From what Triple H said, Cena wanted Brock back. So this was Cena's decision. They're letting Cena get whatever he wants for his retirement tour. Triple H said, whatever you want to do, we'll do it for you. He said he wanted Brock. They gave him Brock. So this is John Cena saying he wanted Brock for one more time. What would they do with Brock after this? I have no idea. I have no idea. It's up in the air from that point. It's up in the air from that point what they do with Brock. Do they keep him? Do they let him go? I don't know. What I will say is whatever they decide to do, I'm not judging. I'm shocked that they even I'm shocked that they even brought the brother back. I'm shocked that they even brought the brother back, but we'll have to see what they do with Brock Lesnar going forward. My guess is after Cena, they're definitely going to do a Gunther match. They have to do a Gunther match. If you bringing him back at this point, just do the Gunther match. I don't know why they holding that off. Just fucking do it.
It was shocking, but this is TKO. They don't care. Even if Lesnar straight up was guilty, they would have brought him back. You know, his situation is more murkier and blurry than Vince McMahon's, but he's still in that lawsuit, so obviously people are going to ask questions.
Actually, he's not. He's called Redacted. He's actually called Redacted. People just put the puzzles together and was like, yeah, it's Brock Lesnar. People put the pieces together, but he is in that document. He is labeled as Redacted. He is Redacted WWE superstar,
including me. But yeah, Brock is back. I always knew he was going to come back because at the end of the day, all they care about is the clips and the attention. And again, I just want to say this. Brock Lesnar is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, but if he has involvement in the lawsuit and all that, it's better off to keep him away from TV. But yeah, Brock's back. They took out John Cena in the main event, and it seems like they're going to run it back. Now, on a side note, this also makes me believe, for some reason, this is like a bit of a crazy take. Crazy. It's not a normal one. It kind of makes me believe that John Cena is going to close his career with a match against The Rock. I don't know why. I just got that belief that Rock's going to find some time at the end of the year to have a match with John Cena. It sounds outrageous, but that's...
I doubt it. I doubt it. The Rock don't want no involvement with the WWE right now. Considering the fact that he is a board member of the WWE and TKO, but he wants no involvement with the product whatsoever, I don't understand it. I don't get what Rock's angle is. I don't know if it's something personal between him and Triple H. I don't know. Everybody says that's what it is. We don't really know. Maybe Rock is busy and we're overthinking and over-exaggerating things. I don't know. But what I do know is Rock's lack of involvement is saying a lot right now. I don't know why he doesn't want to be involved. I don't know if it's because of the Cody Rhodes situation from WrestleMania 40 or what. But if he don't want to be involved, it's okay. It's all right. Maybe he'll do it for John Cena. Maybe. We don't know. Maybe he'll do it for John Cena. But I doubt it. It's clear that he doesn't want to be involved right now. He's clearly focused on something else. I don't know what that something else is, but The Rock has clearly devoted himself to something else. And the WWE is not a part of his plans at the moment.
what I believe. All right, that's SummerSlam. Much better than night one. They could have added some of these matches to night one and mixed it up, but they didn't, and they had to do this two-night nonsense thing, which was dumb in the first place, but they care about money. You know, TKO, cha-ching, all that. TLC was crazy. Opener was great. The Intercontinental Championship match wasn't a favorite of mine. The Steel Cage match was atrocious. IC title match good, and the main event was the best match from the entire show.
Yeah, I'll say this. Everything was good except the steel cage match. Every match was good except the steel cage match. The triple threat match, I give it a B. I give it a solid B. The TLC tag team match, that's an A plus. Too many chefs in the kitchen though. The Lyra versus Becky match, I'm giving that a A plus as well. It was too much time though. 40 minutes is crazy. The Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa match, disappointed so fucking bad. I give it a D. I give it a solid D. Pause. Pause.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Hey yo.
What was the next match? Dominic versus AJ Styles. I get that one a B minus. It wasn't all that great, but it was good, but it wasn't all that great. And then the main event, A plus plus. It would have been a triple plus, but the Brock Lesnar situation got me feeling some type of way. Hey man, it is what it is. So, but anyway, so 10 times better than night one by far. Night one is a D. It's a D plus. D minus. I think I gave it a D minus or a D plus. D minus. Damn near at a F. Night one was ass. After the Roman Reigns and Jay Uso match, after that match, everything went downhill. But night two, hey, look, night two, I'm gonna give night two I'm gonna give night two a A minus. A minus for night two. But anyway, so that's just gonna about do it for this one. I will see you all in the next video. Let me know what y'all think down in the comment section below. Get back to you. Till then, bye.